welcome again, my friends and family, to your tutorial by Joel. And I'm really glad to be back here with you, my friends, all the subscribers of this channel, and all those um, who have come to know what we're doing and also discover how we can help, how we can enable and also inspire you as a content creator, as a preacher of the world, as a coach, as a business person to create better content for your public, for your audience, for the people watching you or people interested or looking for information. Because as you know, a content creator is all these people that I mentioned, a preacher of the world, the word of, and any business person, any motivational person is a content creator. So is also a business person. Sometimes people think that they are not a content creator because they kind of used to just publish the messages on Facebook or Instagram without understanding that what you're doing when you're on on those social platforms, you are creating content. It's interesting some people, and because of that, you're valuable to those social platforms. But before we go any further, I would like first to acknowledge our our sponsors for tonight: Dahlia Show, Mountain of Inspiration, Ada Music, DLM Design, Shadowware, and of course our own Amen Productions Canada, which is the company, the parent company of this show that you're watching right now, and under the Joel Amen TV YouTube channel. And also some people are watching from my personal profile in Facebook. Some will be watching from the Amen Productions Canada page on Facebook. So tonight, the topic is being in charge, being the master of your own messaging. Messaging is, let first all acknowledge also the people that's watching, connected live here, Dalia MTV, our sponsor for the show. Thank you for connecting. So being in charge of your messaging, you as a content creator, okay, let me just put everybody under the same name so it becomes easier. So, and I don't have to repeat all the different people that I think this message is for. And if you know somebody who's a preacher, if you know somebody who's a community leader, you know somebody who's a business person launching out, or established business person and trying to make their business or whatever they're doing better marketed, better known to the larger public, this is one of the show for them. And you may want to share that with all the people around you who are content creators, and even those who have not yet started a YouTube channel or not even a Facebook page. This is for them to understand the importance of how they communicate with people, how they communicate with the masses, how they communicate with the audience that's watching and could be watching them. Okay, welcome again. My name is Joel. I am your host, and this is the number 15 of this tutorial by Joel. And tonight, let's talk about the messaging. You have a message, and it's really your message. It's based on what you thought. It's based on what you know. It's based on what you learn. It's based on sometimes your personal experience. Unfortunately, most of the time people think, let me go on such a platform. Let me be invited on this show. Let me be on this newspaper, on this magazine to make my story known. And sometimes we forget that by doing that, and I'm just skipping just to give you some perspective to understand where we're going tonight, it's good to be in front of a larger audience on somebody's show. Let's say it's being on one of the big names in the TV world. It's good because it'll expose your message to a bigger audience. But sometimes what you may forget is, because of sometimes the, how do you call it, editorial policies, rules, on the magazine, on the newspaper, on the show, some of your messages or some of the messaging that you may have may be edited later on because they think it doesn't suit their channel, it doesn't suit their magazine, doesn't suit their newspaper. And that is why I would like to really inspire you and hopefully really help you start looking at this messaging of yours. How can you make it your own in the way you thought it, in the way you want it? There are a couple ways. There are a couple ways. And some of these ways are, my favorite one is by you creating your own YouTube channel. I know it's a little bit daunting because coming from an Instagram page or profile, or coming from a YouTube page where you have over 10,000, sometimes 100K, 100,000 people following you, watching what you're doing, and coming in on YouTube, trying to start from scratch, it's a little daunting. It kind of makes some people think twice. They don't feel comfortable starting, not really over, but starting fresh. But you can still do that. You can still continue on what you're doing on Facebook or Instagram or other platforms like we're doing right now. We streaming on YouTube. We streaming also on Scratch. On Let me just stop this. Okay. Finally catching me live. Yes. Lolly Ken. Thank you. Thank you for connecting. So that's really the challenge, because knowing that you have a message and it can be edited if it's done by somebody else. It can be tweaked or it even can be deleted. Because remember, when you go on someone's channel, okay, TV channel or TV show or magazine or newspaper, they can decide, even after the interview is done, not to publish it. When we talk about magazines, they may decide they're not going to publish your story, and unless, of course, you paid them, and that was part of the contract that you had with them. You pay them to do that. But if you didn't pay them and it was really their own, and sometimes even if you pay them, they may decide to refund your money. They may just decide to refund your money, and all of a sudden the opportunity that you had to be in front of the people is gone. The opportunity that you thought that was available to you to share your message is gone. Yes, you get your money back, but that opportunity that you were longing for and that opportunity that you probably prepared for is gone, because somebody else is making the decision on what content can be published on the page, on the news paper, on the in the magazine, on the channel, on the YouTube channel, on the TV channel. Somebody can make that decision, and they can basically overrule anything that you had agreed with them before, unless, of course, you took all the necessary, all the necessary measures to protect yourself in case of such, decision. But if you didn't, and that is where I'm going tonight, is really helping you to understand, as a content creator, you can create your own platform, per se, and have your messaging the way you want it. So you can be the master of your own content. So you can come and turn on your camera, have your crew and whoever around you prepare the set, and you come and share your message. The beauty of this is like you are free. You are able to share the message in your own terms, as long as, of course, the audience that will be watching, the people that the message is intended for. So you are the master. You are in charge of your own content. Why? Because it's your own platform, it's your own channel, it's your own page, it's your own profile, it's your own, it's yours. So understanding that becomes key, especially in this digital age. Yes, unfortunately, people wish that they can just start today and get known overnight within 48 hours, which it can happen, but it doesn't happen all the time. It does not happen all the time. You can have your own channel. You can be doing it for a year, for 1, 2 years, and the explosion that you were dreaming about, you were thinking of, is still not there. My advice to you is, do not worry, but focus on your message. Why is it important? Because for you to master that, for you to get to that level, you first need to know, what are you going to talk about? How much do you know about what you're going to talk about? You see, you need to set, you may have to write it down and say, this is what I'm going to talk about. As I said, these tutorials that we're doing here on this channel at this moment is really to inspire someone, is really to inspire a content creator, is really to enable a content creator to do what they need to do, or to do what they are dreaming about, to do what they are thinking about doing. It is the main purpose, the main mission that we have through this live now. Some people will be watching it later on, but the main reason why we're doing this is because we would like to see those content creators being in charge of their own messaging. My wish is really to see all content creators being free of those limitations set by media organizations, because that is the truth. We need to say the truth. Whenever you go, like I said before, on somebody's channel, you are bound by what they like. What they would like to do, how far they would like to go with the message. They can decide to cut you short. They can decide to even remove the video after it's been published. Yes, they publish it, they post it, it's a live video, you did it live with them, but in maybe the next day or 2 days after, they may decide they no longer want it on their channel, and without even sometimes giving a warning, they just remove it, delete the whole video, they just remove it, and it's gone, and your message is gone. So that is why I'm really passionate about this. I don't know if you can feel it, but I'm really passionate. I really want you to start thinking about it. How am I going to present my ideas? How am I going to present my ministry? How am I going to present my business? How am I going to present my ideas? I'm talking about a motivational speaker. How am I going to do it? And my advice and my suggestion is really for you to start your own channel, your own YouTube channel, to be present, to be there for the public, there for the audience, so that you can continue sharing your message. I have a video on my channel. It was an illustration of what's happening now. I mean, it's been happening now for the last 15, 18 years in the Eastern Congo, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Women are being abused and, sometimes really left to die. And I still have people coming and asking me, is this really just a dramatization of what's happening in the Congo or something still happening? And as soon as I get a notification that I have a comment on that video, I usually react quickly. I respond quickly and tell them, yes, it is still happening. As a matter of fact, one of the doctor who takes care of those women that have been abused got the Nobel Prize of Peace. So just to give you an illustration how the message, my message is still going out to some other people. So a couple of things that you need to think about, to prepare, you need to be prepared for. So it's really making sure that you know what you're going to say. You know who is your targeted audience. Right? So you know who you're going to address this message to. You're going to talk to, you're going to call to do something. It will help you on how you kind of structure your message. I'll tell you one secret: it does not happen overnight. The first time may not be the best. It may take you a while for you to develop the best way to communicate with the people, with the audience. Your idea may be there, but sometimes the way we think and the way we speak, there is sometimes a disconnect. The intention is to say something, but the words that are coming out are going in a different route. And that's where sometimes there's, they call it communication breakdown. So the communication is not properly flowing. So, but for you to develop that, for you to get better at it, you need to practice and keep on practicing. Like I tell any business person, like I tell any chef, I say, some even motivational speaker, I say, keep on doing it. Keep on being present. Keep on watching what you've published. Keep on watching your own posting and learn and adjust what needs to be done. Then the next thing is really making sure that your messages are reaching the people that you intended them for. So if you know it for preachers, make sure that you share the same message with preachers and say, hey, by the way, I was talking about this and I thought about you. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know, and we can maybe engage in a conversation, and we can have a quick video chat. So to go through the message and maybe explore the challenges that you have. Be intentional. So don't just do something for the fun of doing it, but understanding that you want a mission. And when you're on a mission, nothing basically should stop you, because you know where you're going, because you know why you're saying those things. You know why you are sitting in front of your camera once a week for Bible studies. You know why you're sitting in front of your camera twice or three times a week to share a message that you have. You know that your mission, you know that somebody somewhere in the world, in a place that you will never set foot on, is waiting for that message. If you understand that, then you understand that you're on a mission. You're on a mission. And because you're on a mission, what can stop you? What could possibly stop you? And this is why I think you need to be in charge of the message that you're putting out. Leaving it to other people, leaving it to coming to my show or coming to my channel and discussing those things, yes, it can probably give exposure to my 100 something subscribers. You can go to a bigger channel with 1 million subscribers. It will probably give you exposure, but never forget that video can be deleted. Why? Because they decided they didn't like it. Why? Because they think that the message did not suit, it did not fit their editorial line. So what will you do? And just to bring you back to the same, to my point here, is really for you as a content creator to establish a platform where you can communicate, you can share your value, you can share your beliefs with the rest of the world. And one thing I always said, and for those who have been following me in the last years, in the last month actually, it's the best platform is YouTube. And I'll say it for this reason. For someone to watch a video on YouTube, they don't need to have a YouTube or Google profile. All they need to do is open the link and watch the video. But if you post something on your personal profile or private group in Facebook, only the people that have access to that, only the people with a Facebook access or login can view it if you grant them access to it. So if you know you're on a mission, if you know that the message, that your beliefs, that your ideas, that your perspectives are worthwhile, they deserve to be in front of a greater number of people, my question would be to you, why would you stick to a place where only few people can view it instead of going to a place where millions can view it? If it's properly done, if it's properly packaged, and if the message is really, it makes sense for the time. Because sometimes we talk about things, or you feel like talking about something, yet it's not a proper time. It's not a time yet for people to understand what you're trying to do. But it's not bad, because you are building yourself up, and you're also making sure that your idea, your thought that you had sometimes in 2021 of May, although they seem to be like crazy, but someone will watch that video in 2 or 3 years and come to appreciate it to the right value. And that's what will matter, because what will happen to that kind of person, so that they will be so interested in seeing, okay, how come this person was talking about this and I only found out about it now 2 or 3 years later? Let me go and check what is that person mindset, what were they thinking, how did they used to think, and they start discovering you. And what happened most of the time, when people see some things, they see a video they love, they see something they like, in today's world, people will tend to share it. And that's how you get the exposure that you deserve. Okay? So, and then again, you are still in charge of the message, of the way it's said. And I can put it in reverse, the other way around. 2021 May, you come in front of your camera, or you take your cell phone, publish a video and post it and forget about it. And you say things that you know you probably, you will not say them in front of your children, or you will not say them in front of your parent, but you say them and you put them, and people laugh and people make fun of it. And 2 or 3 years later, somebody pull that out and start spreading it. That's how the power of the messaging becomes valuable. And that is why I would like to call on you. I would like to remind you and really encourage you to be mindful of what you're sharing, to be mindful of what you're posting in terms of uh, even comment on hot topics, like what we going right now. Should I get a vaccine or not? Be mindful, because today that's how you're thinking, but tomorrow you may change your mind. But if you're not prepared, or if you don't remember that you went on different channels and had interviews about that topic, and 3 or 4 years later realize that, oh, what I was saying back then did not make sense, but because you had an interview on somebody's channel, and for some reason they decided at some time to make those videos unlisted, so no longer visible to the public, but they still have access to those videos. Imagine how they're going to use it, how they can misuse it. So those are just examples to tell you it's better for you to have your own channel and control what is being published, what is being said. And that's another reason why I love YouTube, is because I can go through the list of all the videos and I can make them private, I can make them unlisted, or I can keep them public. But if it's on somebody's channel, how are you going to change that status? You see, how are you going to change the status? How are you going to, unless you go back to those channel hosts and ask them to do another interview, an update interview, where you now share and explain what has changed from what you said 3 years before and that time, what you learn in the meantime. So, but if, let's just pretend that host is no longer, they already gone to the Father. So who's going to do that interview for you? How are you going to correct that? So you'll need again to go on another channel and trying to explain how you evolved in the way that you're thinking on certain topic. Just imagine how easier it would have been if it was on your own channel. Much, much easier. You can control the narrative. You can control how the message is going out, how it's being published. And just to say that you have the control right now to perform great. You have the control right now to really practice and be in an environment where you can say things, and if you think it's not at the right time, the right moment, you can turn it off, leave it unlisted, leave it private, and make it public whenever the time is right. But you control the message. So just to kind of summarize quickly, your message will be better managed, it'll be better expressed, it will be better edited if it's done by yourself. because you know your idea, you know what you're thinking, you know the mindset that you have. Somebody else may take it, and although they may understand what you're trying to do, they may not edit it the same way you would have. So it's about the control. It's about controlling how the message is being sent out, controlling what people cannot remember. You can do it. Today, with today's in today's world, this digital world that we're living in, you can do it. There are a lot of tools for you to do it. And for those who are interested, we are here. We can, through those tutorials, and like with the one we did in the past, we can help you develop that. We can help you build your own channel. We can help you build your own platform where you can be in charge of your own message. Because message is how people hear from you. Your message is how people learn from you. The message is how people come to know you, come to get a different perspective on who you are, on what your business can do. It's your own message. Yes, you can be on those bigger platforms, on those bigger channels. Yes, but they can still control how they want to play it. And unless, of course, you negotiate it in a certain way, and you have a contract with them to be that the message will be posted, published in a certain fashion. Yes, but if you don't, because sometimes during the excitement of doing something or performing or being in certain places, we as human beings, we tend to forget. And in our we just sometimes trust people and say, oh, I don't think that these people will do me harm. People change. Today they may be fine, but tomorrow they realize, like, for one reason and another, you become an antagonist. So you're no longer a friend, but you become somebody they would like to see down. So those are the things that to keep in mind: controlling, being in charge of your message, being in charge of how your message is being shared, how your message is being published, how your message can be heard. It's really up to you. People will say, we can help you. Some organization yesterday will say, we can help you. We will make sure that your message goes out to the public. And then, yes, but you never know what they're going to publish. And, it's hard to say, but I was watching one live recently, a couple of days ago, and the guest, they made a funny video. It was probably good for close friends, but the host was somehow got a hold of that video and put it on the live. I'm like, what an embarrassing moment. What an embarrassing moment. Because if that guest was in control of that message, they would have probably not put it in that live, because they were talking about the business. And then the host, just to make fun of this something, and then say, oh, I came across one of your videos, and oh, we can tell how lovely you are. And then, but it was really out of place. And again, it's my opinion, because I was looking at the topic, I was looking at the theme of the show, and bringing something like that, it was like, if it was in a comedy, yes, I'll say fine. If it was a gag show and things like that, comedians, I'll say, oh yeah, that's fine. But talking about business and bringing things like that, and that is another reason why I would like to encourage you to really start thinking. If you haven't done it yet, start thinking about how you can control your message, how you can control what you publish when it goes out, how you can control. Yes, once it is out, yes, you no longer have control. But before it goes out, that's where you sit, review, and edit the video and decide which portion of my video I'm going to make public or not. So that's the time. And that's where the real control happens, because some hosts may not give you the opportunity to redo certain things. They may not give you the opportunity to edit certain things that you said. What will you do? Your message is out. And that's how people remember you. And we've seen it with some of the uh, politicians, and when on certain topics, when they go out of the script, when they go out of what was already written, and you listen to them, you wonder, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? And unfortunately, it happens in the media they did not control, on a platform that they did not have any control over it. And the message is gone. It's gone. And that's how people remember them. Yes, some leaders, I'm looking at politicians, some were good to stand in front of people for an hour or two without a single paper and just talk and share the ideas as if they were reading, but share the ideas for an hour or two. Some were good, and you listen to them, you feel energized, and you feel that if you're ready to jump, they cannot, because those are the people who mastered how they communicate. So to make it short, and if you forget anything, remember, you can be in charge of how your message goes out by knowing who your audience is, by knowing what you're going to say, and how you're going to say it. Because those are the things that people will remember. When they'll listen, some of the things I'm doing right now, people, because it's alive, it's fine. But some people will remember me because that'll be probably the first time watching me. So I've come to a place where now I need to know even the gestures, even the way I see it, the way I do things. I need to remember that this will be the first time for certain people to see me, to watch me doing this. So be mindful of your audience and be mindful of how your message will be going out. All right. So I would like to take some time to just thank you for your continued support. I see that we're getting a lot of subscription to our YouTube channels. We're getting a lot of comments. We're getting a lot of questions on how to do certain things. We are really here to help you navigate this digital world that we're living in. The digital world has its set of unspoken rules and a set of ways and strategies that sometimes people overlook. And my role really is, and my mission, as I say, for my channel, Joel MN TV, is really to inspire you and enable you to become the best content creator that you can be. Because I can only give you the tools, I can only give you the advice, but you are the only one who can make it, turn them into a real piece of jewelry or a real piece of high value. It's really up to you. We're giving you like the foundation, we're giving you like the tools, because you can give a microphone to different people. Some will just look at it, put in a drawer. Some will use it, start singing. Some will use it and start preaching. Some will use it and start talking about, informing people about what they're doing. It's what we're doing. We're giving you the tools, and we're telling you this is the best way you can use it, given your vision, given what you're thinking, given what you shared with us. this is how you can do it. And this is what really we stand for. Joel Amen TV, our mission is really to enable and inspire you to create better content. So if you like this video, please do not hesitate. Leave us a comment. Tell us, what are your challenges? What are the areas in this digital life when it comes to your messaging where you're still struggling? What are you trying to do and are still unable to do? Okay, in terms of your content, you are a business owner, you are a preacher. Yes, what is missing for you to get to the next level? I mean, do you want to have only one camera? Do you want to have 4 cameras? How many cameras do you want to have? So share with us. Tell us, what are the challenges? I'll tell you the truth. For those of you who have um, for those of you who have come to know me and they spoke with me, I love to hear people's challenges and try to help them. I like to kind of guide people in terms of even getting what equipment to get, what software to get. I love it. Why? Because it helps me research and understand. Because in my experience, I've come to learn that things that were true 2 years ago, some applications were great 2 years ago. Today, they're no longer the same. Just to give an example, before, if you look at my other videos, my other live videos, I used to go on StreamYard. It's a great platform, but the only thing that I was missing that I'm having now, it's that I cannot get a 1080p resolution on my image, which I did not have on StreamYard. So things are evolving so fast that by you asking me questions, it helps me go and dig, research, and see what are the trends, what's going on right now, and provide you with the best advice that makes sense at a time. Like even technology, there were some cameras that were great 10 years ago. Okay, I always remember 10 years ago, they were great for church, fine for small church of 100 people and less. But that same camera, 10 years today, 10 years later today, I'll say no unless you have 3 or 4 of them. So things are moving, and that's why I would like to ask you if you have any questions and if you have anything that's still bothering you in your mind, trying to do for your business in terms of media. Let us know. Put it in the comments, or you have my number showing there. Reach out to me. You can call me. You can send me a WhatsApp message, Signal, or Viber. Send me a message. As soon as I can see it, I'll reach out to you. And why I'm telling you this, because I have people actually reaching out from from places that you wonder, how did they even watch? And the 2 of them, they told me they watched me through Facebook. And that's how they got my number, and they saw the advices that I was giving on certain equipment, and that's how they reach out to me. So do not hesitate. It's my pleasure. It's really my pleasure to be at your service, helping you grow your content, helping you grow your page, your channel, helping you in this digital world. I may not have all the answers right away, but I love the challenge. I love understanding anything to do with technologies, digital, like audio, video technology. I love it. So it'll be my pleasure to research on that just for you. You see? So it'll be really my pleasure to go and find the answers for you, so that you can focus on something else, on your message, and writing down your message, and strategizing on other areas for your business and even for your ministry. So let me know how I can help you, and I'll be more than happy to do it. So until then, you have my numbers, and it was a pleasure chatting with you. Let me just see a comment here. Or creating quality content is being to be expensive. What are some of the ways one can continue to produce great content without breaking the bank? Great question. Okay. When you mean expensive, my question would be, what is your budget? Why I'm asking this is because right now, uh, it's known to the people that been following me. Right now, I'm using a 2016 phone. It's an old phone, and I'm using it as a camera, as a webcam. So you tell me if the quality is, how is the quality? And so it's an old phone that I'm using as a webcam. And then it comes down to that really, budget. What is your budget? And at the end of the day, doing live, it's the next level up. What you can really do is take your phone, make sure that you're sitting in a place where there's no much distraction, not a lot of surrounding noise. And as long as you have your phone at arm length on a tripod or something stable, and you talk, normally it should record good audio quality. It should give you a good quality. As long as you are properly lit, the light is there, and let's say now that the weather is getting nicer, although it may be noisy depending on where you live. But if you live in let's say in a countryside, or you live in a place where, people, let's say around offices, during the day, they're usually quiet because people are working. So you can record a video right there and publish it and talk about and share it on your own channel. Okay, so this is how you can do it. So why I'm saying this, I think I'm in Canada, so with a $200 or $300 budget, you can produce great video content. And when I'm saying that the $300 is because I'm thinking about, just in case you don't want to use your phone and you want to buy let's say used phone, you can do that. With that, you can get a microphone, a wired microphone that can connect to your phone, your mobile device, and you can get one light on a stand, and with the phone, the light, the microphone, you set. Plus, of course, the internet connection for you to upload on the different platform. So with less than $300 on a single camera, you can start producing content. Now, the more, with a bigger budget, you can do more. You can do a lot of things. So you can, instead of using a phone like a webcam, you can buy actually a camera, like a mirrorless camera right now, or some of the point and shoot, they giving you good quality. But for around starting at 600, 500, you can get a used one. But if you want a brand new one, looking at between $700 and $1,000 Canadian, you can get a good DSLR camera and get a better quality. So it's all about the budget. And if you can try, one other thing I usually say, start with what you have. Why? Because you don't need to worry about the money, the budget. You don't need to break your bank. You just start. And it also gives you an opportunity to craft your skills, to learn how to do it. It will take you the time that will take you, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. So start with what you have. And if your phone is less than 5 years old, I'm telling you, you'll be fine. You will be fine. Because that phone that I'm using as a webcam now, actually I've set it up on a 4K resolution, and I'm using the back camera, not the front, because the back camera gives you a better resolution. I'm using the back camera, and I set it on 4K, and this platform that I'm using right now to stream gives me a 1080p resolution. So right there you can see how the resolution comes out on your screen. You know, I think it's possible without breaking the bank. Yes, we can do it with an iPad if you have one. Yes, my baby. If you have one, we can do it on an iPad if you do. So, but the key, the secret for better quality, it's usually the back camera. Regardless of the brand, the back camera, it's usually better. And if your phone is less than 5 years old, I'm sure most of the phones less than 5 years old, they can do 4K resolution. So, which is ultra high definition, better quality. So the only thing would be the audio, recording the audio, and having the proper lighting. All right. So the stand, let's chat. Let's chat. I hope I answer your question. And keep on doing it, and you'll see you get better. And again, maybe what you're doing, I'm not sure what you do, but it looks like is that a cross? The T is like a cross. If you can get donations, if you can get people to support, like I am right now, you can build on that. You can build on that, and people supporting you. Maybe if they like your content, one day people will be just like, "Hey, the stand. What is your main technical challenge?" And we have a gift for you. But you need to be present, and that's why I'm saying you need to be available. You need to create that content that people see the value and feel that they need to help you. It will come. It's just because you create. I mean, you controlling the content, the message, and it will come. People will definitely come. And for churches, like I've said it a couple of times, there are many ways to evangelize. Okay, you can evangelize through a sermon. Yes, it can be through Bible studies, allowing people to call or come on the screen with you, asking questions, or in the chat, putting their questions and responding to them. But what we're doing, for example, tonight, now I'm really happy. I'm going to check the stand, let's chat. I'm probably going to connect. And the next time I see that they're live, I would like to go in there and support them as well. Chat. If they allow questions, ask my question on the topic they're sharing. So this is how you build it. And at the end of the day, one day maybe they'll come and come back and we can exchange and we build that. Okay. And to go back to churches and preachers, you can do sermons, which is fine, which is maybe what a lot of you are doing. You can do Bible studies, but I'll say make it interactive with the public, with the people watching, allowing them to ask questions and acknowledging their questions, because then they'll feel part of what you're doing, part of the community. And this is what one of the topic that I was thinking about is sometimes we focus so much on getting the subscribers and forgetting that we need to build a community. And there is a difference, and we'll probably talk about it next week. Community or subscribers. Okay, so let's write it down. So that'll be the topic for next week, Thursday. Do we want communities or do you want subscribers? And we'll chat around it. Okay. All right. And if I don't have any more questions or comments, I'll probably stop here. I thank Lorly, Ken on Facebook. I thank The Stand, Let's Chat on YouTube, Joel Children Boweya on YouTube, and Dalia MTV on YouTube for staying, listening to me, and hopefully that inspired you. I give you some ideas and some guidance and some suggestions on how you can improve and continue making it better for your own communication and for all your community. You're welcome, The Stand, The Chat, and you're welcome, Dalia MTV. Until then, I'll say stay safe, stay blessed, and we will talk next week on Thursday. And we'll be talking about community or subscribers. What is the best? Thank you. Bye.